Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Look at that. How awesome is that, Mariah?
Sweethearts.
Sweetheart Rock. Legend has it that a great warrior once hid his love in a cave somewhere near the bottom of the rock because he didn't want anyone else seeing her beauty and falling in love with her. Sadly, after a large storm, the cave was flooded and her life was lost for all eternity. His heart was so broken that he climbed to the top of the rock. And after confessing his love for her, he leaped to his unforgotten death. And today, that is why that is called Sweetheart Rock. Happy Valentine's Day. It's actually Halloween. Here we can see Sweetheart Rock with Kahulawe in the distance. It's where the US government did some nuke testing and forgot to clean up after themselves, so nothing lives there. And then in that distance, that's actually the top of Mount Haleakala. You're looking at about 0 to 10,000 feet going above the cloud line. You can barely make out as the Poly Road wraps around to the west side, West Maui Mountains. You can maybe see the windmill farm there. And then we come back to Mariah. And I'm sure that's a wonderful shot. Beautiful shot of the Pacific Ocean. Somewhere out there is the Big Island. I'm not really sure what direction though. So at Garden of the Gods, in this barren wasteland, the story behind this is the ancient chief Kawelo, or Kabelo. In order to keep this island safe, he had an eternal flame going, or an eternal fire. And so he burned everything that he could find to keep that flame going, which explains why it's such a barren wasteland with all these rocks and boulders all over. Although there is some vegetation coming back today. We could probably get that fire going again. We got a good view of the West Maui Mountains from Lanai. Driving through some pretty red dirt, red sand. It's red from the iron in it getting oxidized, pretty much rust, just like all the vehicles I owned from 1998 through 2006. But adds a pretty color to it. Very similar to the Garden of the Gods in Colorado Springs, and also down near Monument Valley as you're driving down there through Utah. It's a pretty cool spot. So here we are at Poihula Beach. I think I'm saying that, Polihua Beach I should say. On the complete backside of Lanai. Just got here in the Jeep, and as soon as you think that driving for about 45 minutes over back bumpy country roads, and then you see somebody else is already here. Welcome to Hawaii. But beautiful beach on this side. Go check out the water. Just awesome. Here we are on the north side of Lanai. It's pretty windy here because we're right at that gap between Maui and Moloka'i. There's nothing to stop the trade winds and the fetch off the water between us and pretty much Alaska and the Bering Strait. Right over there, another brilliant idea of the US Navy. When they didn't want to deal with their leftover ships, they just parked them on a reef. It's been there for quite some time, I think post World War II. Pretty cool sight to see, but it's also a nice reminder that there's a shallow reef out there. So get that right, Mariah. So after driving about 45 minutes down this road, we came up to Lanai Church, which is a remnant structure that's almost restored. A historical church in this location, what used to be a Keomoko village on the north side of Lanai. And this used to have some sugar history, some pineapple history. Now they're kind of trying to restore it, it seems like, according to the sign, that they hope to finish all the restoration and possibly have services here again at some point to maintain the culture and history of this area. So just a really cool structure you can stop at here on Lanai.